Hello, America. Hello, America. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to my review of Married at First Sight, season 11, episode 5. I'm not sure. Okay, look, it's a lot of drama going on. Okay, we can see that three of the couples ain't feeling one another, and I wouldn't be surprised if four couples got a divorce. I really would not be surprised in the least amount of bits if at the end of this, four couples get a divorce. I already know two of them, so I'm just waiting on Mindy and Zach and Katie and Derek, to be quite honest, but I don't want to be on here long, so this will not be a drawn out review. I have schoolwork to do that I have not done, and I need to get my head in the game, so I need to relax for about 2.5 hours and then do my schoolwork from like 8 to like 1 o'clock in the morning, because that's what works for me. So, anyway, we see Mika. Nope, we're not going to talk about them. Let's talk about Katie and Derek. They both feel like, or Katie feels like they are best friends already. They both like cheese, so that's one thing that they have really connected on. Derek says that he'll do everything he can to make her fall in love with him, and I was like, okay, that's kind of a weird way to put it, but okay, that's fine. Um, then we see her asking him to help her take her insulin. And I said, girl, now you a 25-year-old woman. I know damn well, look, that's all you got to do. Take the insulin. He took the insulin. She said he did a good job taking insulin. I should have turned on my light. And then we see Derek. He done threw some rose petals on the bed. There's rose petals on the bed. Anyway, she put some rose petals on the bed for her birthday, and she was really happy about that. And they was drinking red wine. I ain't no red wine woman. And I was like, is that wine cold? Is it chilled? Because it was, I don't know. Anyway, they did it. Okay. And it's been done. So that's the end of their story. We see Jessica and Austin. They are going to go look at the iguanas. Austin says that he has a crush on his wife. Jessica says the same thing. He says that she feels like home. She says that sometimes she looks at him and she gets a flutter in her heart. Then they go to the spa and they just have a good time and they're laughing and they're joking with one another. And there has not been any drama. And honestly, why? Like, there is never a perfect balance. This season to me feels like it's way too much drama and not enough just, okay, cool. I think last season was the good of meh. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, why do we need to have all drama and not enough goodness, or all goodness and not enough drama? Where's the balance? That's all that I'm saying. So that's the end of their story. Then we see Brandon and Taylor. Taylor is filming Brandon. Brandon wakes up and he runs into the bathroom, right? So she laughs. Then she's trying to talk to him and he's not talking to her. And she doesn't understand why he's acting like this. And so it's very weird. And they all go meet up with the couples, and when they go meet up with the couples, they're all talking about what they like about one another. And Taylor says, yeah, I feel like me and Brandon are a lot alike. We have a lot of the same interests. And Brandon says, oh, yeah, we're really big on respect, and I wasn't really happy when you pulled a camera in my face today. And he said that in his confessional, he said that he felt nervous and maybe felt like he didn't know how long she would have been recording him before that. And I was like, what? That make like you so your fear is that this woman is secretly recording you and doing what with them? Like recording you sleep and anyway, yeah, so Taylor says that, they got back. She had brought him a beer to the pool and he said that he didn't want the beer. Then 5 minutes later, she saw that he had the beer and then she was going to pick up his clothes off the floor and he was like, no, don't touch me, don't touch my clothes. And she feels like he's just playing games with her. And so they go and they sit down for drinks, and Taylor's cup kept emptying and refilling and emptying and refilling. I'm like, bro, how many times did they redo these scenes? Because now I'm just annoyed. I'm like sick of it. Anyway, he says that he didn't approve of being awakened by a camera, and that made him had a panic attack. And if you could see, I was like shaking and it was really bad. And she was like, I don't really think it was that bad. You didn't seem like you were, panicked. You seemed like you were angry, and you could have just told me, hey, you needed space. And he was like, well, I didn't know how that was going to go because I haven't known you for a long time. And she's like, I mean, but you could have just said, hey, I need space. And she was like, that was really weird. And he was like, no, it wasn't. And then he was like, well, I apologize. Like, just get over it. And she was like, don't motherfucking talk to me like that. And he was like, okay, well, I'm sorry and I apologize. And it was a lot for me to take in at that moment. And she says, okay, thanks. I appreciate it. And then they're cool with one another. Then the next day they go to the zoo and he says that the sloth is his spirit animal. And then I literally have flashbacks to our good old balding Luke sitting up here saying that a sloth was his spirit animal. It was just like I was transported back it's like PTSD. Like I was literally like, no, I can't take it. But anyway, they had, a good day, and then he drew her a bath and it didn't have a lot of bubbles in it, but I guess it don't matter because they not really like they just taking a bath to take one. I don't know. It's weird to me. It would seem as though that bath that they shared with one another would be like, okay, like a jacuzzi, and then you go and you take a shower. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get really clean because I didn't get clean. But anyway, yeah, Taylor appreciated him putting rose petals on the bed, and she says that every single day she's feeling like she knows why they're matched more and more. So yeah, that's what happened with them. Minnie and Zach, she says that she wanted to have a magical connection with someone, and she feels like Zach is not giving it a chance. Um, Zach says that he was just speaking about how he felt, but he wasn't trying to disregard her feelings. And y'all, look, I'm a read what I have written down, but if it don't make sense, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so I'm gonna read what I have written down, and if you find yourself saying, "Wait, what?" then I don't know. Okay. So Mindy is explaining how she feels pressure to be the perfect girl for Zach, and Zach says that he has zero expectations. And even though he doesn't want her to be upset, he needs this level of communication in a marriage. Then Zach says some stuff, and I literally put, I don't understand what Zach is saying. Mindy says that she doesn't understand either. And then he fist bumps her. Fist. Then he fist bumps her. And so then we see them, they're on the beach, and she says that he seems very oblivious about his actions and how they made her feel, so she needs some sort of, not aspiration, affirmation. I put aspiration. Affirmation that he likes her. She says she liked being with the other ladies, and then Zach asks her what she liked about the day. She said she liked being with the other ladies. Zach asked, "What did y'all talk about?" She said, "Well, she didn't mean she didn't want to throw him under the bus, but she had to speak her truth." And he was like, "So that mean that you did throw me up under the bus?" And she was like, "No, she she just needs to know, does she make him happy in any way?" And then they started talking about his looks and his legs. Did y'all see his legs like open real wide? When I tell you his legs were open so wide. I don't think my legs have ever been open that wide. Those are the widest I've ever seen anyone's legs be open. So they were talking about his looks, and Mindy was like, "Do you like you got looks, but don't you want me to think that you got more than looks?" And he was like, "Yeah, but like no." Y'all, I don't know what he said, okay? I cannot tell you honestly where most of these conversations went. The conversation with Brandon and Taylor, I can't tell you that. The conversation with Mindy and Zach, I can't. I don't know. Um, uh, um, she does ask him, "Do you care if I'm building a real attraction to you?" He says, "I don't know what he said." That's what I put. He says, "I don't know what he said." She reiterates, "Do you feel like you're coming across the wrong way to me?" Zach says he's never had a serious conversation like this without an underlying element of humor, and he's not finding that, and I guess it's difficult for him. Y'all, I don't know. Have you ever like taking notes? Literally, this is what I'm doing. But like in a lecture, you taking notes, and you just like there, you don't have like the reference point to say, "Oh, okay, yeah, 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 okay, now I get it." Because like you read over the notes, and then you like, "Oh, that was then, and then this is this." I don't have any reference points, okay? I don't have any reference points. I don't. So I don't really know. Um So it's the next day. Mindy says that she has no expectations for Zach. Zach says that they need to connect on activities and what they like to do, I guess. So then they go to see some indigenous people. I don't think they're indigenous. They just go to see some people who live there, and they doing stuff. And these are the things that Zach wants to build in a relationship. And Zach says to Mindy later that night when they're in their room that Mindy seemed very she seemed much more relaxed, and he could sense a strong woman, and that makes him want to trust her more and be vulnerable with her. And I just, oh Lord Jesus, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I really, because where I'm watching it at now, I don't get commercials. So literally, it's 1 hour and 24 minutes and some seconds of full married at first sight. There is no other There's just married at first sight. Just 1 hour and 24 minutes of it. And after I think it got to about 53 minutes, and I said, ooh, can we please hurry it up? Why have I had the unfortunate pleasure of picking all of the damn shows to review that are 2 hours or that want to push it to the limit? Don't push it to the limit, you whore. Anyway, we see Mika. She waking up alone after the argument with Michael. Mika says that she feels sad, like a failure. You I don't know. Okay, that makes no sense. She wants the marriage to work so badly, but you don't really know this man. But okay. Michael says that it's very disappointing, and since he doesn't know her, he doesn't know the next steps to take to repair this little faux pas that they've experienced. Um, he says that his wife doesn't feel like she can trust him, and he's not expressing himself because he feels like it's not being received. So because he expresses himself differently, so he feels like he's not being heard. Did y'all get that? Did you get it? I'm asking. Did you get it? Because I'm not gonna repeat it. So uh it was so much talking to the point, but I didn't learn nothing. I learned nothing. I'm sorry. Oh, I did learn something. So then the couples meet up. Okay, this is the couples meet up, and they all come down to the pool, and then Mika comes down by herself, and Brandon is like, "Where's your wife? Where's your wife? Okay, you was just being mean to her 2 seconds ago. Worry about that. Don't worry about me, baby boy. But whatever." And then they asking all these damn questions. It's getting on my nerves. Mine. Okay, I was really a little bit perturbed. So then they're all talking about why they're matched with one another. And when they asked Mindy, she really didn't have anything to say. I forgot to talk about this when I was talking about them. So don't worry about it. And she was like, we got the same moisturizer, but, we also working toward the same thing. I don't know. I couldn't remember. And that's when Taylor said, me and Brandon got things and blah, blah, blah. And then Michael comes down and Michael is like, yo, what's up? What's up? I just got the job. I'm about to be a vice principal. And Mika didn't know how to respond to his energy because I guess he was like upbeat and stuff. And then back to that. So after all of that, Mika goes and she calls Pastor Cal and she tells Pastor Cal what happened and that she doesn't feel like he's being genuine and when it comes to sex and intimacy. Pastor Cal says that he doesn't believe that that's Michael's character, even though he has said some pretty messed up things. He says that they just need to talk and need to sit down and reset. So then Cal calls Michael and he's like, what is y'all biggest issue? Michael says that the biggest issue is that we're not comfortable in the same space. And he says that I was just being straightforward and he needed to know what her sexual makeup was to be comfortable. And Pastor Cal said, well, in any other situation, that would be okay to do. But in this situation, it's not okay to do. He tells him to let her see the best sides of him and to not give up because he believes that they are a good match. And so then they go and they sit down with one another. Mika says that she just wants to be friends. Michael says that he doesn't want to be 100% friends because then they'll lose the romantic part altogether. She says that she needs to trust him, and the best way to do that is to be friends and take it day by day. And you haven't even worn your ring. And he's like, no, I haven't worn it because, I don't feel like I've been in a marriage. They've been married 3 fucking days. 3 freaking days. And he's like, I don't feel like I've been a husband and I do want to wear it, but I don't have a timeline of when I will put it back on. And she was like, okay, that's great. And so she takes her ring off and she's like, what do you need from me? And he says communication. He needs to be allowed to make mistakes and feels like he can grow. And she's like, well, if I tell you something over and over again and I tell you that I don't like it and you continuously do it, then that's not a mistake. And then they agree to be better, and that's it. And then we see the ladies, but we had seen them earlier. They had all met up. I guess I should have talked about this before I talked about the resolution time. Well, the ladies all met up and they all talked about and the ladies and the men all met up and they all talked about their, um, problems with their spouse. What stuck out is that Zach said that he really didn't feel anything from the first kiss with Mindy, but he knows that attraction can grow, so he is focused on that. Brandon says that it was really weird because Brandon was like, tonight might be my lucky night, because they've been walking around naked around one another and touching and kissing. Um, Michael says that he just doesn't understand what's going on. He isn't in a rush to have sex and he really just wants to get to know her, but they not really vibing, no vibes out here. And Zach says that they're a powerhouse. Mindy says that she doesn't feel, anything other than physical attraction towards Zach. And Katie says that she is a little bit nervous about Derek never having been in love before. Okay. And then they meet up again. For what reason? They meet up at the damn, what's it called? At the damn, the dinner. And they discuss what they've been learning about each other every single day. And everybody says that it's hard, but Mika says that it's really hard because she doesn't feel comfortable with her husband. And honestly, she doesn't know if she doesn't know the path to the right answer. Why are y'all, I mean, like 3 days into it and you feeling like this, you should just get out of it. And Derek was like, "Oh, I see you not wearing your ring." And Michael was like, "Yeah, he can't wear his ring because he doesn't feel like he has been in a marriage and deserves to wear his ring or whatever." And then Katie and Derek say that they had sex, and then Brandon and Taylor say that they're on their own timeline, and then Jessica and Austin allude to the fact that they may have done it. So that's the end. It was boring. It was mild. It was mildly interesting. So before I leave, I had some avocado toast today, right? Because I don't know, for some reason, I think I'm really growing up, y'all. Like I'm really moving on up. I'm starting to eat things that I would normally not eat. I've never had guacamole. I've never had avocado. My mama didn't buy it, so I wasn't no avocado lady. I bought some risotto. It was like pre-made risotto from Aldi's. You just had to put like the stuff in there. It was hitting, okay? I remember I got me some quinoa before. I just got me some coconut milk. I made some overnight oats yesterday, and they were okay. I need a little bit of simple syrup in there, give it a little sweetness. I should go get me some strawberries, but they were good. So I had my avocado toast, right? Didn't know if the avocado was ripe, but that bad boy was ripe. Um, cut it, you know, the pit is still in one side because I can't really get it out. Gave my cat some. She liked it. Um, and so I eat it. I make like a half a bagel. I put butter on it, obviously. But I want to move into plant-based butter as well. But not margarine. Like butter, but like butter, but not like spread. Anyway, so I put it in there. I put my salt and pepper on there. I was gonna put cream cheese, but I didn't know. So I just ate it regular. And I took it and I was nervous. And I took the first bite and I just tasted the salt and pepper. It and I was like, like it has no taste. I don't know if I messed up, if it's ripe. But this literal avocado has no taste, and that's what it was. Married at First Sight had a little bit of hot sauce on it, but not a lot. Where you like, ooh, ooh. It was like, oh, okay. It gives it a little bit more flavor. But that regular avocado with no flavor, no seasoning, that's what this episode of Married at First Sight was. So anyway, I'm done. If y'all like this review, you can like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, everything else you need to know about me will be down below. My name is Brielle. I make beats, I sing songs. If you like what you see, come on along. Bye.